I love starting every single training session with some sort of a lower body pull, whether it be a deadlift, a sumo, RDL, good morning, anything like that makes me feel good. This all came about when I addressed that hip pain for the first time in like forever. That was kind of the breakthrough, some sort of lower body pull. These morning sessions, these home morning sessions are difficult because sound. Simply put, because of sound. I can't do anything off the ground, and moving furniture around, moving blocks around, moving pins around is just way too much noise. And last night I forgot to prep for this morning. I even thought about doing some sort of sumo pin pulls or something like that, rack pulls, just to deaden the sound. I was going to put towels on the pins and do that. Forgot to do that. Came in here and I thought, well, today's not going to be a good session anyway. Number one, it's 5 a.m. And number two, I can't really warm up and I can't do my proper routine how I like to do to make me feel good so I can squat properly and all of that stuff. So I went, screw it, let's just play. Let's just play, use this session what it is. It's a 5 a.m. It's more of a discipline builder. It's more of a mental exercise rather than a physical one. So I thought, okay, let's play. And what's been on my mind recently is this upper back business. The other day, I started using a cue to keep my chest out. It kind of started off with sumo positioning. I was trying to keep more upright. So I was doing that and then continued to do that in the squat, and I felt real stability, real strength, especially in the ATG position, keeping my chest out. And so been kind of thinking about that ever since then. Yesterday I hit 200 kilos for a single pause ATG squat. That was really good. Obviously the pin squats are doing their wonders again. The pin squats are a beast, man. I feel like I'm firing on all cylinders now. I feel like my central nervous system has awoken. You know what I mean? Like I'm using everything that I have. I don't think I'm fully peaked. It's only been like a few days really, but I feel a different kind of vibe within my body. Like I said yesterday, man, there's nothing like sheer weight like on the bar and trying to do whatever you can do, whatever the range of motion is, partial range of motion, you name it. Just the fact that you're standing there with a heavy bar on your back means a lot. So the central nervous system is flying right now. So I came in and I thought, I can't do pin squats 5 a.m. in the morning, and I can't do them 2 days in a row. So I thought, let's just continue with this thought experiment with this upper back. Thought about doing front squats, and then I started, stretching it around in the garage because it is 5 a.m. So, what do you do when you stretch? You put your hands up and you stretch out and, you stick your chest out. And I thought, why don't I do that for an exercise? Literally, that was my thought. So I thought, let's do overhead presses and just have a stretch. Let's have a stretch. I mean, every single person that I've ever known, when they wake up, they like to stick their hands up in the air, really extend the arms, stick the chest out, maybe put the head back. It's a nice stretch. So I thought, let's do it. Let's do an overhead press. So here I am. That's literally the thought process of this morning. I'm thinking, let's play. Let's do some stretches. It's been a long time since I've done overhead press. So I went for it. I got 80. I got 80 kilos for one. I reckon my max, I have to go back. It's been 2 years since I last cared about overhead press, probably even longer, man. I think my max is 85. I don't think I ever got to 90. So I got 80 today, which is not bad at all. Mind you though, back when I was like 2 years ago, my body weight was around 90 kilos, I want to say. 92, 93 kilos, something like that. So I've put on a good 5 kilos of body weight. I am way stronger than I was back then. All my lifts have, improved. I just feel much stronger. My upper body, I don't know, probably not so much, but systemically, I feel like I'm stronger. So this felt okay, but I am a little bit heavier. So am I doing this for the love of the overhead press? Absolutely not. You guys know me. You guys know my goals, deadlifts and squats. If I find something that has the ability to improve the squat and the deadlift, it's worth my time. That's literally how I think about these things. I'm not doing overhead press because I love the overhead press or I love the bench press. I don't like any of those things. But if there is some sort of carryover to the squat and the deadlift, now they've got a ticket in. That exercise has a look in. The overhead press put my rhomboids, I think they're the rhomboids, or middle traps, lower traps, I don't know what you call them. I felt the rhomboids. Now, the rhomboids are not a muscle group that you feel. You can't get a pump in your damn rhomboids. Out of all the freaking exercises that I've ever done, I've never felt rhomboid pump. Usually you feel a trap pump or a lat pump or something like that. Some of the big muscle groups. I'm pretty certain what I'm feeling right now as I'm sitting here, my rhomboids. I'm feeling them. Rhomboids are these big bowl-like muscles that are situated between your scapulars, and they essentially retract the scapulars. They retract your shoulder blades. Now, when you are doing overhead press, if you're doing it correctly, you are supposed to stick your chest out, tuck your chin in, or lift your chin up. So like you are fully extending your thoracic spine. Ideally, when you're doing overhead press, you would like your head not to be on your shoulders, right? So you're going straight down the midline, but you can't. You got to move your head out of the way. So what that entails is you sticking your chest out and moving that middle of your body a bit forward and you head back so you can kind of have that, vertical midline bar path. Doing that was putting my upper back on the map like nobody's business. You guys have said probably, I want to say hundreds of messages over the last 2 years about overhead press, do overhead press. If you don't like bench press, do overhead press. And I've always said, look, I'm not fond of either of them. The reason why I initially let go of the overhead press was because it was almost impossible to progress. It was such a low, freaking slow grind to get even a kilo on the overhead press. And reading Pavel Tsatsouline, what he said, he basically said, if you want to get a good overhead press, you have to press a lot. Yeah, it's one of these things that I remembered. He said, if you want to press a lot, you have to press a lot. As in, if you want to press a lot of intensity, like a really high number, you need to press a lot as in volume. That's what he meant. And there was a time I did that. I remember like 3-4 years ago, I was like pressing every other day. It was cool, but I don't think I appreciated the side effects of presses, which is they keep a really good posture on you, man. They really do. They literally reverse our life. And we all have phones, we all have computers. A lot of us work in the offices in front of keyboards and computer screens and all that. And I don't know. I don't know any other exercise that addresses the thoracic spine like overhead press. I mean, the other thing that comes into my mind are the front squats. That's the only other exercise that I know that addresses that portion of the body. I know for a fact, for me, traps, as in the muscle group traps, nothing gets them like front squat for me. Nothing. It doesn't even come close. The overhead press, though, seems like it hits me a little lower, like in the rhomboid region. Man, I really feel like as I'm talking, I'm moving my shoulders around, I can actually feel like they're threatening to cramp. So they're probably an underdeveloped group. Mind you, this is a novel stimuli for my body, so I'll probably have a bit of soreness or whatever. What I did, I worked up to 80 for one, and then I went back down to 60 and I did 3 sets of 5. So, a nice little introduction to the movement. I want to see how it makes me feel. I don't know if it's going to be part of my routine. Right now, what I love about upper body is calisthenics. I'm in love with the dips. I'm in love with the pull-ups. Finally, I have a reason to do them. There's a carryover there. You know what I'm thinking? The dips are feeling incredible. I like how they stretch the whole upper back. This is the thing with calisthenics movements, man. Like, it's a damn stretch. Like you're hanging there with weight off your belt in a pull-up. Feels amazing, man. You're stretching the whole lat, spine, everything, like being tractioned. Like, it just feels amazing. Same with the dips. When I loaded 50 on the belt yesterday, man, I felt like my hips were popping, my spine was popping. It was just all tension releasing. So that's really cool. With the overhead press, the good feeling is the rhomboids, upper back. I had pretty good fun today. I mean, it's a new exercise and whatnot. I just want to see, analyze, if you will, think about whether this movement carries over to the squat. Now, when I went to the squat after this overhead press movement, I did feel my chest was stuck in that extended position, thoracically extended position. I was walking around with really good posture as I was doing this session. just walking around with a proud chest, because I was pressing a lot of weight above my head. And so I think the carryover effect for just general life is there, definitely. I feel it already. I'm sitting here all proud and stuff. Like, it's one of those things. I mean, this stuff doesn't take long either. You know, I don't know about you guys, but for me, you know, waking up early in the morning, upper body like stuff is just easy. It's easy. I don't know. Like, for me, involving the spine, the hips, the legs is the big, you know, requirement. Like, you need to get loose for that. But today with the overhead press, as I was walking around, I spent like 30 minutes with the overhead press. I kind of loosened up a little bit, whatever. And by the time I got to the squat, I felt not too bad at all. So I don't know. I don't know where this puts me. I mean, I'm still playing. Tomorrow I've got another early start. So I'll probably maybe do overhead press again. I don't know. Maybe for a different set of reps and sets. But I like how it makes me feel. The bottom line is I want to explore this upper back business. A bunch of you guys said, you know, I did look more upright in the squat, which is nice. I felt stronger. It wasn't just an aesthetic thing. And you guys know what I love about squatting, you know, the uprightness, the ATG-ness, the pause. I love all that stuff. But this generally made me feel more stable in the bar. Like, the bar felt locked in. And it makes sense. If you think about it, like, you're squatting, the bar's in the end of your spine. It's on the top of your traps. So if you know, forfeit your positioning where the bar sits, say you kyphotic position, like, so you round your shoulders. So that rounded shoulder position now puts more pressure on your mid-back because it's not stacked. Now there's like, you know, mini lever arms in between the vertebrae, right? And it all end up. By the time we get to the mid-back, there's now more requirement for those middle erectors to fight that curving. And then that eventually will start to go as well, because it's just a domino effect. And then you go down to the lower back, and the lower back needs to work real hard. So in a way, if you prevent that first domino falling, which is the upper back, every other element in that team of erectors of that upper back and middle back and lower back has less and less work. So the moment you drop your first domino, you're pretty much screwed. You're fighting an uphill battle. Maybe that's why I felt so confident in the 200 kilo squat. It felt like a 180 because I was just so proud in the chest and I wasn't letting that first domino fall. Now, is it the rhomboids that are doing that? I don't think so. I think the whole upper back, those paraspinal erectors, and there's so many different muscles of them. There's like, I don't know. I looked at the picture last night. I was like, looking at the name of those muscles, man. It's like, I've never heard of these names. Longest something, longest this, longest that. It's like, I don't know. There's a lot of muscles going up in the thoracic spine. And I think all of them, you know, flex and extend your upper back. And that extension prevents that crumbling of the upper back, which all kind of fits in with the rest of the erectors. That's my session today, guys. I've got one name to mention in this video. I can't really see it on the screen, so I wrote it down here. Fellow's name is Anders Skavhag. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly, man. I appreciate you for doing this. You took the time out of your day to jump on Patreon and support me. Really means a lot, man. You're actually the last name on the 4th page, which is insanity to me, man. There's so many people now on this journey with me. 4th, man, I'm looking at the screen now, man. Like, that's a lot of names, man. And Anders, man, you've topped up the 4th page. So you join a whole bunch of people supporting me. I want to appreciate you. Everyone else on the 4 pages. Just a freaking blessing, man. Yeah, it's overwhelming, man, to see so many names. It's incredible. It never gets old. It's always it's a crazy feeling, man. All right, guys, let me get out of here, get dressed, go to work, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.